How long will it take and how much will it cost? That's the first question executives ask when they task you with a new project. How confident will you be when you answer them? When a project has a fixed scope, the best we can do is estimate the resources and time needed to complete the work. This is the iron triangle, and it's been part of project management theory for decades. The thing is, those guesses are almost always wrong. I'm going to show you how inverting this model eliminates these guesses. You'll be able to provide clear information to the executives, all while empowering your teams to do their best work every single day. I've personally used this model to transform a troubled software development program into a powerful delivery team that completed hundreds of sprints, dozens of releases, and turned detractors into champions throughout our user base. In the traditional model, we're given a scope to complete. Maybe it's an app or an ERP system or a simulation or analytics project, whatever it is. Then we estimate the people that we need and the time we think it will take. This process can take months, sometimes even years. And at the end of all that work, you're still just getting an estimate. In Agile projects, we take that triangle and invert it. Now the resources and time are fixed, while only the scope is estimated. This seems like a small change, but it has massive implications for your teams and stakeholders. Resources are the people who are going to get the scope done in the time available. The best practice is to set up independent teams with specific capabilities. For instance, you may have development teams, mobile teams, infrastructure teams, or even analytics teams such as groups of AI engineers. Next, those teams commit to fixed iterations of work. Most of the teams I worked with decided on a 2-week sprint cycle. Other teams worked on different schedules according to the types of work they were doing and the needs of the business. Now, it's important to remember that resources are not fixed forever. They can be changed. The difference in this model is that the leadership commits to a fixed level of resources over a time period, and this choice is outside the control of the teams who are doing the work. Now that resources and time are fixed, we're left with only scope. Managing scope is the key to making all this work. It's also the dimension that your teams are most equipped to handle. Let me give an example. Imagine you're leading development for a mission-critical system. One day your executives come to you. There's been a major development in your industry and you need to respond. It could mean the survival of your organization. But in the pit of your stomach, you know it's going to take at least 6 months to rush this new feature into production, and that may be too late. This exact situation happened to me, and I fell back on this framework and said, okay, I know what resources I have available, and I know I'm on a fixed sprint schedule. Let's collaborate with the teams to prioritize the most pressing items to meet this business challenge. And the teams did just that. They stripped the requirements to the bare essentials, collaborated with the users and stakeholders, and delivered a working but not perfect solution, and then iterated on it. We met the business need ahead of expectations. We also discovered that we didn't need everything that was originally planned, and we saved ourselves months of effort. Throughout the process, we kept ourselves grounded by following the mantra, as small as possible, but as big as necessary. As we moved to this inverted triangle model, we started to see 3 distinct changes in our culture. Previously, we were seen as an impediment to progress. I'd hear that everything we developed took too long and that we delivered inferior software. But then suddenly our stakeholder conversations started to shift, and they'd be about new products we could bring to market or the process improvements we could enable. Now everybody is talking about value we bring rather than costs we incur, and that's exactly where you want to be. Second, stakeholder engagement drastically improved. Stakeholders were more comfortable making trade offs because they knew the process. They knew they would see results quickly, and they knew we could pivot if it became necessary. Finally, and most importantly, the teams became empowered. Now, this model in itself doesn't empower the teams. Leaders who provide guidance at the right strategic level and create safety is what allows teams to make those trade offs because they can see how their user stories align to the overall goals and structures that you've set. When the teams know the boundaries, they're empowered to make decisions, and that's what brings great results. Let me leave you with one word of warning. Your job as a leader is to guide and protect the team through this process. None of this will work if you don't keep your executives on board. I made my first video on that exact topic. Give it a watch and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.